We are live.
Yes. No countdown today. It's fine. We're ready.
We're gonna do a countdown, Candy. We gotta do a countdown.
Good evening. We are live. I'm Kandi Knight.
And I am Coach Thomas, and welcome to the Expect to Win experience, live from Los Angeles, home of the USC Trojans.
Good evening. And welcome to the Expect to Win Experience talk show where we highlight student athletes and talk to a few greats along the way. Coach Thomas, you tried it. Roll Tide.
I am I give props. Welcome everybody to the Expect to Win experience. But as you can see, I normally represent with my Expect to Win gear, but since Kandi is proudly
Well,
representing her Alabama, whatever they are called, and no,
we are
I'm
the
not.
Alabama Crimson Tide, also known as the 2020 SEC and national champions. So, congrats to Bama. We pulled out another win, and I am so proud and excited. So, roll tide.
Yes, congratulations, Alabama. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. we, we shall return. The Trojans shall return.
One day.
Fight on.
Maybe one day. All right, so we've got a great show planned tonight. We're going to speak to a football player since we're talking football. That's out of California, and we're going to talk to defensive back Richard Sweeney here in just a moment.
Wait a minute, let me come back.
There
There we
you are.
go. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We all have a good show tonight. A lot of fun, but we want to invite you to please subscribe to the Expect to Win TV. And also, if you have any comments or questions tonight, we are broadcasting on the Expect to Win TV network, and we are. You know what, kid? It just show. I put this sweatshirt on, and it's like 80 degrees in Los
See, that's
Angeles,
it.
and
Give
it's still hot. So I'm like filtered because I just started sweating. I
It's
am
all
so
right.
hot
Go ahead,
right
take it off. We already know who the winners are. It's fine.
now. If you have any comments, we are on the Expect to Win Experience Facebook page. We are on Expect to Win TV on
That's right.
YouTube, and
Yeah.
we also, I believe, on my personal Facebook page. So, but please subscribe, and
Yes.
and if you
Subscribe.
you know what, Candy, I think tonight somebody asks a question, and if we read your question tonight, we're gonna give away a hoodie.
I
We're gonna
like
give away
that.
a
Yeah.
expected.
Our hoodies are in high demand. I'm waiting on mine to come, and I can't wait to rock it as soon as it gets here. So, yeah, let's do it. Also, check us out on Instagram and Twitter, Expect to Win Show. And hit us up, show us some love. We definitely show love back there. And our personal pages as well. Mine is at Kandi on Air.
Yes, and you can find me everywhere. Expect to Win Athletic AA. That's our page. The Expect to Win website. Expect to Win. aa.com and J Thomas Luxury, and just Google me. I'm all over the place, and
You are.
we we are striving to create a global show here on Expect to Win TV with the Expect to Win experience. We are looking for athletes, student athletes from all over the
Hmm.
world. And, Kandi, I'm anxiously awaiting for us to have our first international student athlete. And so
Yeah,
it's going to
that would
happen.
be
It's going to
awesome.
happen.
That would be
So,
awesome. We kicked off the year with a great guest last week. We talked to cheerleaders, and it's just
yeah,
gonna keep getting better. I look forward to, let's see if we can get some soccer players or golf or even bowling. So we'll keep an
definitely.
eye out, see
And
what we can pull up.
let me give a shout out to the I believe it's the United States Cheerleading Association.
Hmm.
They wrote me and thanked me for having cheerleaders on our show,
How
and
awesome!
looking at cheerleaders as athletes, and I was so happy to get that email from them. So
That is
shout out
awesome.
to the United States Cheerleaders Association,
Yeah, and
and
we had an amazing show.
and you know what, Candy? We also let's give a shout out to the Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders
Hmm.
because
Yeah,
we had permission, you know, to have our guest last week from the
right.
Atlanta
It's
Falcons
Mikhail.
in,
Yeah.
in Macau, and we so shout out to the Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders and all of you that are watching tonight. We so appreciate you, and Candy and I do a ETW backstage where
Hmm.
you get a chance to know us a little better. So we're just excited about what's happening with our show. We are just
Yeah.
a lot of exciting things happening. So, Candy, we're going to take a commercial break right now, and then we're going to come back with our guest, Mr. Richard Sweeney the
All right.
third.
Sounds good.
Right, our first commercial break of the evening. See you.
All right, and we are back. The Expect to Win Experience Talk Show. I love that commercial. That's one of my favorites. Fight like a girl because she was ready.
You fight like a girl, and if you don't recognize, that was our first guest, Bo Thomas and his mom.
Yeah, yeah. Shout
So
out to Bo.
shout out to him and to Tamika, his
That's
mother.
right. Shout out
You
to
know,
Mama.
yeah, I had a lot of people saying, okay, yeah, if I see her, I'm crossing the street.
Don't mess with her.
All right, Candy, why don't you introduce our guest?
All right, so my notes pulled out. So tonight's guest is a senior at Orange Vista High School. He's a defensive back and he's been in the football game for a little bit. So tonight we're going to talk to Richard Sweeney III. So let's invite him to the show.
Welcome,
Yay!
welcome,
Welcome to the
welcome,
show,
welcome,
Richard.
welcome.
Glad to be here.
Uh,
Thank you.
well, we are honored to have you, and we're gonna have a good time. But let's get right into it, Candy.
Yes. So Richard, let us start from the beginning. Tell us how you got into football.
I got into football 10 years ago. I played junior pee wee at Orange Crest in Riverside. It was a really great place. So,
Okay. And how did you get to
can you guys hear
defensive
me?
back?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you see us?
Sound like we're having a little
Are we
technical
losing
difficulty.
Yeah, I
connection?
can see you guys are lagging a little bit.
Okay. Can you see and hear us now? Uh-oh.
It's a
We're
little better
hearing
now.
a little. You good? You can just keep going,
It's still a
Richard. If you
little bit
can you?
laggy, but I can hear you. I'll
Okay,
manage.
good. Tell us about your football, I guess, career so far, how you became to do a defensive back.
It started off honestly at safety when I was 8 years old, and the very first tackle that I made, that's how I fell in love with the defensive position. And then after a while, I wanted to like do more on the field because being a receiver is all about making touchdowns. I thought about making touchdowns on defense, even though these don't really get a lot of times. When you hit it, it just feels great. So that's how I started in position.
All right, because you want to make touchdowns for defense. I heard that.
Why don't I'm
It's still a little
curious.
laggy, but
Still, well, we're gonna plow through it. We're gonna keep going. When you said you've been playing for 10 years, and how old are you, Richard? Yeah, it's modern technology. We are having a technical. Look like you're frozen, Richard. How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. You are a 10-year veteran at the age of 18. that is
Right.
crazy. That is crazy. A 10-year veteran at 18. Wow. Do you think is most of your teammates,
Wow.
Richard,
Put
do
it
they
like that.
have that much experience? Do they, do you think you have that? Does that give you an advantage? We still sound
For
like
the
we're having
mental
connection.
standpoint, yeah, because you learn about concepts like throughout middle. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Keep going.
You may have to move your
Oh,
location.
yeah, mentally, you get your. Okay, if I gotta move, I'll move a little bit.
Okay. We're
It's
gonna
right here
let you
work,
get situated.
or okay, it sounds better
You
right here.
guys,
So,
this is
the mental
live
standpoint
TV.
of football, yeah, most definitely, it gets you level. Oh,
Okay, there you
you
are. Can you
want
see
me to
it
keep
here as
going?
well?
You know what,
Yeah, I can
Richard,
see you.
we're gonna pull you out. See if you can change locate. Is there another location you can go to? I'm gonna see if we can get Richard to go to a different location,
Okay.
Kandi, and we'll come back to him. But this is what happens when you do live TV. You
It
never know.
is.
We're live, so we don't
Yeah,
know what's
and
gonna happen,
you're right.
and we're so dependent on this technology.
Yeah,
And but we're gonna get it together, and we're gonna keep it going and keep the show moving, and just make sure that that are watching, that you enjoy yourself. Let's see. I think Richard is situated in another
ready to come back
location
in.
now. Let's bring him back in and see. Are we good, Richard?
Okay. Can you guys hear me better now?
Okay.
We can hear you. Can you hear us
We can.
well?
Yeah, I can. This is a long process right now, but it's okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good. So how has with the COVID culture that's going on now, how has that affected your game? Are you practicing? Are you guys getting ready for your season to start, or has your season already started?
Honestly, I'm playing in the Champions League. If you guys haven't heard about it, it's like the first 7-on-7, 11-on-11 padded football. With winner circle, so that's going really good. The Coach Campbell, he's built a stadium for hundreds of kids to earn scholarships because our
Mhm.
season's been taken away this year. So
Oh,
that's going really
wow.
big.
Okay. Well, that's great that you still get to play. Speaking of that, have you decided about your future in football? Do you want to play for college or go pro? What's it looking like?
Honestly, since I started at 8, I want to take it all the way. So I'm gonna have to keep dedicating myself to the work and to the knowledge of it.
Okay. Do you have a team you want to play for?
My favorite football team is San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You want to stay in the
But
Bay
then,
Area?
If you, Richard, if you had
yeah, the Bay Area is pretty nice.
scholarship, if you had scholarship offers from USC and Alabama, which one would you take?
He wants to go where the
I'd have
winners
to
are.
stay here. Honestly, I'd have to stay here and play.
Oh, that's okay. Okay if
I'd
you
have
don't
to
want to
stay here
go
and
where
play.
the winners reside.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's okay. That's okay. I won't judge. I won't judge. It's fine. So, what has been your biggest challenge in football? I know our challenges and the tough days are what make us better. Did you ever have, or have you had a defining moment that was tough that you overcame, and now that you feel that you're on the other side?
Honestly, one of the toughest moments every time when you play defensive back is when you get scored on. Like it's kind of like a
Mm,
setback for you, but it's what you do with that setback. You can either dwell on it or you can move on, learn from that mistake. But that's what I do because that defensive back is gonna happen eventually. So you just got to be ready.
sounds good to me.
That's a great attitude, Richard. That
Mhm.
I would love to have a teammate or a player with that attitude. That is, like you said, it's gonna happen sometimes, but how you handle it
Hmm.
determines, you know. And
It's
so,
gonna happen.
have you experienced? Has anything ever happened that made you want to quit playing football?
Hmm.
Um, we know. Even though there's a lot of rough spots and like a lot of down days, you just got to keep going through it because why quit now? You've made it this far. Why quit? So you just got to keep going with it. Because and
That's a
another
great.
thing, do the mistakes. You learn something from those mistakes, so you can build on top.
That's a great attitude
So,
to have for sure.
and Kennedy, by the time he makes it to the league, he will have 20 years experience at
And that
least.
is crazy. That is crazy.
Unbelievable.
What's your favorite part of football? What's your favorite thing about it?
Favorite part of football is people together. So like how everyone comes together from either you're from India or from say China. It brings people together because the sport is just everyone has a common love for the sport. No matter what language you speak, what gender you are, it doesn't matter. It's just a common love for the sport. That's what I like most about football.
That's pretty dope. I mean, football is a dope sport. It's definitely my favorite. What about you, coach?
I mean, I love college
Mhm.
football and more than the NFL. I think college is more exciting,
I
and
agree.
I like to see the young guys get their shot. And Richard, when you talk about getting your shot, uh, how do you approach, when you come up against a player and you've heard that player is better than, or they're from a program? they may be a St. John Bosco or modern day. Does it bother you if the school has a reputation for being, like this elite school, or you just look at everybody the same?
You got to look at everyone the same because I mean you got to know people's strengths and weaknesses in football. But I look at everybody the same because we all bleed. So that's how I think about it. So I don't try to guilt trip myself about it.
Oh,
Because
that's
there's a
good.
lot
Do
of
you
kids
have
that come from St. John Bosco.
do you guys have a rival school that you play every year?
We have a rival team because I transferred to Orange Vista. It's a school called Atlanta.
Mm.
Last year they were in the finals playing, but we lost, and then this year played again and we lost, but it ended in it was crazy. So yeah, it's one of the
Wow.
rivals. It was,
Okay.
Is you come from an athletic family, Richard? I mean, is Richard Sweeney the first and Richard Sweeney the second? or are they football players? Are they athletic?
yeah, my dad, Richard Sweeney the second. Yeah, he ran a whole lot of track. He ran a whole lot of track, and he was a football player too. He played running back.
Okay, we're gonna have to get him on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Get him on the show
Oh
as
yeah.
one of the pros.
What about siblings? Usually our players or our student athletes have siblings and also into sports. Do you have any siblings and if do they play sports?
Yeah, I have a little sister. She plays soccer currently. She plays a whole lot of
Awesome.
soccer. It's crazy to me because I think she
Well,
plays
that's good.
basketball, but she plays soccer. So I was like,
So, Richard, aren't you going to be playing in a tournament soon?
I currently came home from a game, so yeah, it's called Champions League.
Okay, so you have one today.
I had a game today.
Oh, how'd it go? How'd you do?
Oh, it went. We won in double overtime on game two. We were there for like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, wow, double overtime. You have to be exhausted. Did you score?
No, as a defensive player, you really don't score like that. It's rare, especially in high school.
It's
But
rare.
if
Okay.
if you
All
know when
right.
it's coming, then you'll be able to score. No, my chance wasn't.
Right, to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about your best game or your defining moment.
One of my defining moments was in November when I played with Winter Circle. It was my first game.
Hmm.
Somebody ran a comeback, and I picked it, and I almost took it for six. That would have been my first time scoring in a long time. So I was really excited, but then I got pushed out of bounds, and I was like, "Dang it!
Oh,
I could just score that."
almost.
I played down.
You say your
Almost.
dad ran track, Richard. Did he encourage you to run track? Do you run track as well? I know a lot of football
Yeah,
players
like we
do.
definitely run track.
Hmm.
Like we run. My dad, he stays putting track workouts into my schedule, so I run a lot of track.
Getting that speed together to catch.
Even though I'm tired, he still makes.
He sees that greatness. I like it. I love it. So, what words of advice would you give to those coming up after you or the younger kids that want to play football and reach their highest potential?
The advice that I would give: never give up. No matter how it gets, never give up, because you could be almost there, but if you quit now, it's like you did all that sacrifice, everything for nothing. But I mean, you could put in other ideas, but just never give up. Just always have that mindset: expect to win, like you guys' motto: expect to win.
That's right. Awesome. Absolutely. Expect to win, never give up. You could be right there at the finish line and not know. So that's awesome.
I love it. I love it. We're going to
Exactly.
take one more final commercial break for the evening, and we will be right back with our guest, Mr. Richard Sweeney, defensive back, future Trojan, future
And
San
49er.
Francisco 49er. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
All right. And we are back. The Expect to Win Experience talk show live with Richard Sweeney. We are talking football, and we've got a few more minutes left. Coach, what do you think about playing a little game with Richard, a little word association?
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
All
I
right.
love the
Okay.
fact that Richard already said, he kind of, eased that expect to win uh, motto in there. And so, Richard, you do have an expect to win hoodie coming. So, you can sport that proudly in Perris, California.
We love it. We love it. All right. So let's get started with our word
Okay.
association.
Good.
Speaking of expect to win, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word win?
What comes to mind when you think win is just like winning in whatever you do. Like in an interview, you got to win. In a football game, you got to win. You got to win. That's just what comes to mind for me.
All right. Winning and everything.
What about when you hear the word courage? First thing comes to mind when you hear the word courage.
Mind when I hear the word courage. First thing that comes to mind, bravery. Kind of like a knight in shining
Okay.
armor, kind of like that type of courage. That's what comes to
That's
mind.
right.
Okay.
That's right. I like it. Okay. Football.
Football. I think when I hear football, I think opportunities and lifelong lessons.
Okay. Okay. When you hear the word dad, first thing that comes to your mind when
When
you
I
hear
hear
the
the
word
word
dad.
dad, when I hear dad, honestly, I think chores, taking out the trash. But no, honestly, when I hear dad,
Aw,
I think
hey, you gotta love it. Chores. At least your house will be
yeah,
clean.
believe it or not, because
All
sometimes,
right.
yeah.
Well,
All right.
that was a fast
Mhm.
30 minutes,
It
Kandi.
was.
And
You did great. Great word association. So before we wrap up, Richard, how can we contact you? Do you have social media where we can track your progress and keep up with you?
I have Twitter.
Okay, what's your handle?
My Twitter is at capital R capital L capital S.
Okay, so at RLS.
At RLS Sweeney 3. There we go.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
almost forgot.
At RLS Sweeney 3. Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Richard, for joining Coach and I this evening as we talked a little bit about football. It's been great to have you on the show. We wish you much success.
Definitely. And as we say to all of the guests, when you make it to the big money round, don't forget about me and Kandi. You sign that pro contract. Don't forget about me and Kandi and the expect to win experience, because by then we'll be a national treasure. We'll be all over the place.
Yeah,
So
come back as a pro.
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Sweeney III,
All
and we look
right.
forward to great things from you, Richard, and we will definitely monitor your progress. And your parents have done a great job. I can tell, just listening to you and looking at you, that they've done a great job. You're an awesome young man. All right, so we're gonna
Thank you.
say good.
Appreciate it. Show
You're
too.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. We got the little delay, but
Uh-huh.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sweeney
Yeah.
the third.
All right.
All right, Kandi,
That's
well, that
it.
was
Yeah.
very good. That was fast, and
It did. Shout out to Richard. Also, if you're live now, make sure you stay tuned. We've got ETW with Coach and Kandi, our behind the scenes look and take on tonight's show. And then we'll talk a little bit about ourselves as well, which is one of my favorites because we get the juicy information about each
yes,
other.
about
So,
each other, and we have a good time. So
yeah.
we are here every Saturday at 7 p.m. live from Los Angeles, and I'm from in Los Angeles, and Kandi is in
Let me move
Alabama.
my hair real quick. Roll Tide.
We're
Once
gonna let
again, shout out to the champs.
yeah, shout out to the champ.
We did. We'll see you guys on next week's show. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And don't forget to check us out on social media at Expect to Win Show and like, subscribe, and share this channel for next week's show. That's it.
We'll see you next week with another exciting student athlete.